Ahoy hoy, this is D. This is not D&D. We are in fact playing Fallout 2D20, a custom module I like to call Tales of the Midwestern Wasteland. And previously on Tales of the Midwestern Wasteland, our group, the werewolves, suspecting that Mark Anders wasn't telling the entire truth, went to go seek out these tribesmen, the Black Ox, to find out what exactly their issue was. Were they raiding them? Turns out the issue was a bit more complicated, but first they ran into some ghouls. One of the ghouls seemed a little bit off. Wearing the jersey number 15, that's all they have to identify him by. As after the encounter with the ghouls, this ghoul is following along with them, slowly forming sentences and coming to. They found, or at least according to the Blackhawks, that they were poisoned by Mr. Anders. Poisoned by means of radiation. Mr. Mix-Up did what he could to treat the injuries. And they, in fact, gained a companion who promised to help Mr. Mix-Up once they get the tribe settled, as they plan to move yet again, estranged from their home at the Unity Center. So effectively that means, if this mission is completed satisfactorily, Chelios will in fact follow Mr. Mix-Up. If it is not, he will choose to stay with his tribesmen. How's everyone doing?
Feeling fine.
Doing good.
Hungry.
Good.
Hungry. Traveling back across the road. Easy travels. This time, no packs of feral ghouls wandering about. You have a couple hours until you reach the jewel again. If there's anything you'd like to discuss or go over in that time, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Is anyone thirsty?
Thirsty for justice. No, I'm just joking. I had a little nip on the road. What do we need to... what's the plan? I don't want to go in there half-cocked and have this stuff fall apart.
That is good, because I have no justice or nips on the menu.
So I think the biggest question is, do we approach him straight up, or do we try and determine what's going on our own?
Oh, it is, of course, a new session. Reset your luck points.
I do not suspect that our target would be of much consequence as far as a threat. However, his killbot is another matter. If we could deactivate said bot, we could approach him directly then, with little issue.
The trick is, I'm pretty sure the computer that controls Securetron is the one that he's got tucked away in his office.
Well,
He also had that terminal that he was really cagey about that he doesn't want a lot of people to get into.
I think it's one and the same.
well, I guess it's really as simple as this then, boys. Are we opposed to killing him?
I'd prefer not to. I don't think he's done anything necessary for us to be judge, jury, and executioner. I think if we find him guilty, we find some law, some representatives, so that way he can be put on trial.
Well, I mean, I think there absolutely is reason to kill him, poisoning people like that. It's how you make people go insane, like 15 almost did. But I'm with you. I'm not exactly trying to go accusing people of anything. Right now, it's still a story of his word against their word. But I think if we acquire some more information on this guy, we could come up with an answer one way or another. So maybe we need to distract him somehow while me and someone more tech savvy get into a couple places, get into a couple things.
Mr. Mixup has Chelios with him, right?
Now, Chelios is still waiting with the tribe until he gets word back as to what the word is with Mr. Alberts, whose name I kept mispronouncing at the beginning of this.
All right. So we don't have anybody who's really got a first-hand account, but what we have is a second-hand account of what happened.
Yeah.
I'll go with anybody to the confrontation, and if I need to act, I will shoot to disable first.
So
And I am not just tech savvy, but I am savvy tech. I feel that I could deal with any computers that need hacking apart.
And as I'm not familiar with his establishment at all, you boys point me in the direction and I'll take Sparky here and we'll get some info on this dirtbag.
Is it possible that we could fake a raider attack to draw him out?
A what? A raider attack?
In order to flush him out of his home, perhaps to send his Securitron out and away from his home.
I like your enthusiasm. Let's put a pin in that. We'll call that like plan B. I'm thinking like plan A is like conversation, confrontation, and then we get some proof either from him or from his terminal. Hopefully no bloodshed.
yeah, I think between the two of us, we should be able to keep him distracted long enough for Mr. Nimblefingers to get in and get access to the terminal. Just be aware that the Securitron will probably still be patrolling, so you're going to want to watch out for him as well, because I'm sure he's set to react
Right.
to anything like that.
We could use the threat of a raider attack to get the Protectron to possibly patrol around the outside, so that way it's out of the building. I think that's a good idea.
My design is too cumbersome to be able to effectively sneak past much of anything.
Well, yeah, dum-dum, that's why we're having them distract him.
Ghouls.
And you sit tight.
Eat ghouls. Distract. Find ghouls. Eat. Distract.
All I'm hearing
Actually
is
not an awful.
brains.
That's not an awful idea.
I suspect he is suggesting using ghouls as a distraction, but I feel that they would be difficult to control. I don't think they would play along with whatever plan we have without being a threat to us, if I am understanding correctly.
No, but
I-
we we
I
we,
stick a
we,
finger in my nose hole. Oh,
Gerald puts his hand on his face. I knew that's what he was implying. I thought you guys understood. We do have one.
Uh,
So what is step one then?
find ghouls.
Do you think you could actually herd some ferals this way without putting yourself at extreme risk?
I'd offer a shrug in response. Like, oh,
I guess that's good enough for me.
I'm not hearing many other plans.
So if we go in and we start a conversation up in the front entryway, and 15 can herd some ghouls this way, that might further that distraction, give you guys a chance to go take a look without an excessive amount of prying eyes.
It is also possible that he will simply hunker down if he detects a threat outside. We would need some reason for him, or rather his protectron, to leave. Is there anything outside of his home that would that he would consider of value, such as a generator or distillery or outhouse?
I
Damien,
don't.
is there anything we would remember like that?
well, you don't remember anything like a generator or a distillery, but according to the Blackhawk clan, them just being there outside, not even in his establishment, was enough for him to want to remove them.
Ah,
He might see roaming ghouls in the same way.
Yeah, probably just the distraction or the potential threat to uh, possible customers might be enough to set him off.
that's a good point. So are we going to wait for this ugly customer to draw in more ugly, unpaying communists?
I
And then
believe.
where do we camp out?
Well, we go ahead and enter. We start dealing with him, and we wait for the proverbial shit to hit the fan.
Calculated. So what
That
is the story that we are going to give him? The official tale we will weave of our encounter with the Blackhawks.
Well, it doesn't really matter to you, Sparky. You're gonna keep your mouth shut and move on to the back with me.
I am merely ensuring that all units are operating at their primary functions. This seems like something worth discussing beforehand to get our story straightened. Or their story.
I don't know, Bo. How how straight do you want to be?
I think you're muted.
If words start to fail, I will act with purpose and violence of action. Like I said, I don't want to kill nobody, but we at least got to figure out what's going on. Hopefully, we get there, we say, hey, we talked to him. What's the deal? I don't want to start that conversation until that protectron isn't anywhere that could interfere.
All right,
And
so
if he is left thirsting for essential fluids, I can perhaps quench that thirst with thorough repairs. Just in case.
we beat around the bush until the ghouls offer a proper distraction, and then you guys go and look for some further information, and we see if we can't get anything out of him while that's going on. I think that's the gist of it.
That's the way I see it.
All right. Along the road. Ooh. Along the road, somebody give me a perception plus survival.
So I don't see any rolls yet, but I know that somebody was better at this than me.
I think it was
Yes,
Joe.
yes,
Yeah, I
that's me.
think
I
it was
was
Joe.
trying to remember to figure this out.
Use the roll button I put in your macro bar, and you're just going to have to
Roll.
manually input the values for your perception and survival. If you just click survival from the sheet, it's going to default use endurance.
8.
My perception plus survival is 7 and 2, which isn't bad. I know somebody has to have it
Yes,
higher than me.
I've
I can maybe
I have a
discuss.
8 and 3 tagged. And just leave it at 20.
Yeah, the
You-
complication range is in fact 20. Successes. All right, 2. Well, guess what? You might have been fooled up ahead. Maybe even ambushed. But get some tokens on here. We do this the proper way. Who am I missing? That's what I'm missing. No, that's not who I'm missing. I was missing Beauregard. No, I wasn't. Dean Beauregard. Gerald, that's what I'm missing. And Brahmin. And Lobo. On the highway. First he thought Must have just been some wiggling around. And those cars up ahead must have just been the wind. Alas, it was not. Spotted rad roaches. Over here. And
Oh,
over
it's
here.
snowing.
They're getting ready to move into action. They were well hidden before, but Gerald did notice them.
And of course, I'm going to point out the tasty bastards.
Mm-hmm. Delicious.
That is lots of rolls.
That is.
That is.
I
Those
should
creatures are in violation of the health inspector's laws. They must be removed with prejudice.
Now, you can see that they're blocking both ways as we begin this initiative. However, reaching any of the bottom squares if you want is an attempt to flee. So if you can reach either of these areas, you can make that attempt to continue to flee. Fleeing the other way is possible from where you're at right now. But that also means finding a different way around that's going to add time to your travels, and that's going to move your rested and other conditions down one track because it'll taken you too long to get back. Those are the stakes at play.
Rad roaches individually, of course, aren't much of a threat, but regardless, they're not going to have a whole lot of anything of value on them. So I suggest we keep moving forward while fighting them until we get to the end.
It's a pretty good idea. Beauregard, it's your
Well, then-
turn.
I am going to hold my action to fire in case one of those things comes in the square. And I'm like, all right, I got you covered, at least this far. That's my turn. Hit end turn.
All right. That brings our next one up as 15.
All right, I'm going to see.
Should we be able to see the rad roaches? I'm not seeing them on my map.
They're kind of camouflaged.
Okay, just making sure that was intentional.
That's why it took Joe 2 successes to be able to see him.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they really blend in.
Yeah, they do.
All right. That one right there, I am going to toss a knife at it.
Okay.
What do I do? Just click on the knife?
First off, let's take a look at your throw knife. The range is in fact close, which means within the
gotta-
same zone as you. You don't have to move to throw the knife. It's one zone away from you. I'm counting the diagonals as one zone as well. It's one zone away from you. So all that does is increase the difficulty to hit it.
Okay. If I moved to the adjacent zone, that won't change anything, will it?
No, you'll still be one zone away from them.
All right, I'm just gonna.
Would get you further though.
It will get you further, yes.
I'm just gonna toss it from where I'm at.
Okay. So your major
what's the
action,
diff-
you're going to toss it. Go ahead and hit the throwing knives. That should do it. And normally they're pretty small and squirrely to hit. They have a defense of 2 instead of, which is often the standard 1. You, on the other hand, managed to surpass that by 1, which matches the difficulty you needed due to the increased difficulty of being a zone away with a close weapon. So I'm telling you, you
That's weird.
hit. That's weird that what?
That's weird that they're a close weapon.
Yeah. Well, close weapon means within the same zone as you. It's not the same as, like, I have to be right next
A
to you.
melee weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Melee weapon, your token has to be adjacent to them. Like, y'all gotta be
Gotcha.
touching.
Oh, that's my turn. I took my knife.
You did do damage. So if you look back at your throwing knives, there's a damage indicator as well. Near your weapon sheet. Just slide on over. There's a damage one there. You may go ahead and click that to roll damage. And that does 2 effects plus 1. This won't really matter. They don't really wear armor, right? So you did do 2
Yeah.
damage, but the effects are where your damage effects will come into play. You have piercing 1, right? As part of throwing knives. That means with 1 effect, you're ignoring 1 armor. He takes 2 damage total. And it's a little bit down, a little bit. You nicked its where did you get it? Its right wing. So you made a little tear in it, but it's still sort of floating around. I would call its floating a little bit clumsy, but it seems like it was clumsy to begin with. You still have a minor action that you can take if you'd like. Minor actions can be used for all sorts of things. In your particular circumstance, maybe you want to move. That's a minor. Maybe you want to take aim, as you can do with throwing weapons. And taking aim will allow you to re-roll one of the dice when you roll to attack again.
I'm going to take aim, but a different one.
Okay.
This guy.
Take aim at him. Sounds good. We'll just leave your target on there so that we can all see that that's the one you've taken aim at. And that concludes your major and your minor action, unless you have anything specific that it's like, I can also add this free thing to it, I can also do this. You can groan, you can grunt, you can add flavor.
I use my free thing to do to draw another knife out.
Oh.
And then I aimed it. So, because I got the quick draw.
You do have quick draw, so that's completely doable. Fantastic. Yeah, the quick draw allows you to do that. I'm digging it. And this rad roach down here. He's actually quite quick when he takes to his wings, right? So he is going to fly up and sort of flutter at you. Almost like it's daring you. Come get me, or I'm going to come get you. Gerald, it's your turn.
Yay! I am going to
Oh, and using your minor to move, by the way, so you didn't go over that with at least Ben last time, but it's always good to go over again, is 1 zone, just like Joe moved, or moving within your own zone is also considered that same kind of movement. So let's say you share the same zone, but you're not right next to each other, you want to get next to them, that's still your movement, that's still your minor. Go ahead, Joe.
And I'm going to stab him.
Ooh. And we have you trying to stab him. You gained a complication, right? And you also missed. So you try to stab him, but you stab him to the ground. I'm using the complication to break your switchblade. It is now damaged.
Ah, crap.
I do not know if there's a way to do that specifically on here. Ah, yes. So I'm going to add that as 1 wear and tear to your switchblade. It needs repair, otherwise it's not as effective. You notice that the damage went down, etc. So you made a little
tip
dent
broke
in it.
off.
You're going to need to sharpen this motherfucker. But that's something that I will most often do when a complication is made with a weapon attack. Is I'm gonna fuck up your weapon.
Makes sense. Sounds legit.
All right. Anything else? That was your major and your minor.
Nope, that is it.
All right, Mr. Mix-Up, it is your turn.
All right. Given that I am more or less a floating tank, I'm going to move forward over here next to my ugly friend. And I'm going to, I don't want to waste any ammunition or grenades on these things. So I'm just going to try to melee this guy with my buzzsaw.
Oh, hell yeah.
So let me sheet. And let's see. If I click the buzzsaw icon, I guess. Yeah, there we go.
I want you to
Yeah,
increase the complication range by 1. So it's actually going to be a complication of 19 or higher, not 20 or higher. The reason I'm doing this is because you're wielding a melee weapon while one of your allies is also within melee range of it and wielding a
Okay.
melee weapon. So you run the risk.
Got it. Yeah, I'm not great at this, but I'll give it a shot. And if nothing else, I'm in the way of any other rad roaches attacking my companions, which is my main goal here. So let's give it a shot. Negatory, but that is fine.
That is not a complication, so that's good.
All right, so I guess there's nothing else I can do this turn, so I'll go ahead and end it.
Roscoe!
All right. So I'm gonna move up here, leading the along with Lobo and the Brahmin. I can't move the Brahmin.
Yeah, the Brahmin's less of a
Yeah.
companion that you move on your turn, and it kind of just reacts accordingly in situations like this.
Okay. And I'm gonna ready my shotgun and Lobo to deal with anything that comes at me or the Brahmin. I think there's a little bit too much of a kerfuffle there that I don't want to end up inadvertently shooting one of them.
Probably a good call.
And that's gonna be my turn.
Fantastic. Roscoe's turn. The Red Roach you have aimed at. 15 is going to fly over and make an attack at this delicious ghoul meat. This delicious ghoul is getting struck at. I'm going to spend 1 Overseer AP to roll 3 dice on this.
Ooh. Successful.
1 success. And with your defense, that is enough to hit. Your agility is not high enough to have a better defense than 1. So you're going to take 1 effect. I'm going to add to that using more Overseer AP. So you're going to take 5 damage, Gerald. And that's going to be to your torso. That really matters when, like, armor or whatever comes into play, but it also matters for a different reason because I did 5 damage. You have a physical resistance on your torso of 1, so you only take 4 damage.
Sweet.
2 of that's radiation damage, right? So he heals from 2 rads, right? Heals 1 point.
He needs to take 3 rads of damage to heal 1
right.
point. So it's just below that threshold that would heal you. The effects, because his attack is radioactive, every effect means that one of that damage is also radioactive. You take no radiation damage because you're immune to it, and it's not enough to heal you, because you require 3 radiation damage to heal 1 health. So you have
Gotcha.
taken 4 damage because it attacked your torso. You have 1 physical resistance. Fortunately for you, that 1 physical resistance was enough to keep this from becoming just 4 damage to becoming an injury to your torso. And the next red roach is flying on up. It's this one down here. He is going to fly up there. Roscoe, I believe you were holding an action.
Yep. I am going to shoot this bastard.
And you're going to miss.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and spend a luck to reroll one of those.
That's a... Yeah.
Actually, no, because I need 2 successes. The likelihood is poor. I'll just take the loss.
Yep. Oh yeah, let me go back to him. He is going to attack you now. As he pulls right up to you. I'm be doing a lot of pinging. That's to keep the other map on board with what's going on. So, I'm attacking at you, Roscoe,
Mm-hmm.
with a bite attack, and I'm going to spend an Overseer AP.
What about his dog? Does dog get an action?
No, this dog, in order to get actions, either has to be a part of something he does, specific abilities, or he has to spend actions on his turn to give the dog an action.
Gotcha.
It's generally how companions don't usually act on their own. They act with the grace of your actions.
Got it.
And that hit you.
Yes, it did.
For no damage. Behold the amazing dice. As it flies up, it bites down, and the pincers perfectly wrap around your, as it's going towards your torso. It actually buttons your jacket a little bit.
I appreciate it. I was a little bit disheveled.
Alright. This one is flying up. It is not going to have to make a check to jump the gap, much like the gap before where the ghouls fell in, because, as I pointed out, this thing flies up.
Would
And
that do my held action?
it sure would.
All right. I will shoot at it.
Whoa! 3 successes, that's 1 more than you need to hit. You earn the party some AP, and you of course hit.
Nice.
Nice. Now let me do my damage.
Whoa.
Bye-bye, Red Roach.
Ooh.
So the reason those 6 hits did 10 damage is because he has a damage effect vicious, so every effect, which is the little Fallout Boy's face, the Pit Boy's face, counts as an extra damage.
Nice.
And you hit hard. So this thing is coming up to fly at you. 15. And it's like bzz, 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 and then just crack. One quick whip shot of his magnum, and now this thing flew up over there, its pieces went over there, and a little bit of juice hit your face.
How many times I gotta tell you, Bo? We can't eat them when they're exploded.
I'll keep that in mind for the next one.
And this one's going to try to attack at the robot. It's making buzzing sounds and it doesn't like it.
Just the buzzsaw.
I'm going to
Alright,
attack at you.
so-
This time no additional AP. But I got no successes and I don't hit. Even though I was going for your optics. Beauregard, it's your turn.
Yes. Come
Oh.
at me, brother.
Okay. Beauregard, it is your turn.
All right, I will use my miner to go ahead and move. I'll position myself here to make myself a target for both those rad roaches. And the one going against Mr. Mix-Up, I'm going to holster my weapon and with my quick draw, take out my baseball bat because I need to start conserving ammo and give it a little bit of swing.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I would like to. Can I use luck?
Yes, you
to
certainly can.
reroll? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna
I'd
use
like
the
to
luck
re-roll that
reroll
20, please. Whoa!
Nice.
If only that was enough. You missed,
Yeah.
but you keep your bat.
Yep, that's my turn.
All right, Beauregard went 15. It is your turn. $15. Ben, are you with us?
Yep.
It is your
Sorry.
turn.
I am going to, let's see, toss a knife.
Toss a knife at the one you have aimed at earlier.
Yes. Is it going to mess up my aim if I take a step forward like that?
No, it is not. That's just your minor action in using it. An aim effectively counts as your next attack. That's where it's going to happen.
All right.
Getting closer doesn't improve his aim, though, either, right?
No.
Didn't think so.
Well, it does because he's in. It's a close weapon. So
Oh, yeah, so it does make it easier to hit. You got 2 successes. You did already hit. You can still re-roll one of those die. You do that by
Is it
clicking
gonna
on it
really
in
make
the
a
chat.
difference,
It'll
though?
gray it out, the one you want to re-roll. This is almost like crit fishing is the reason I'm bringing this up, because if you can turn that 16 into another success, you can gain party AP.
What, did I do that wrong?
No, you did it right.
no, that's right.
Okay.
But it did not, in fact, gain another
Can't help
success.
me.
Hey, worth a shot, you know? It's a
Yeah.
free reroll. You might as well use it.
Yeah.
You did hit, though, for 1 piercing damage. Ooh. There we go. And that's your movement, your standard. Anything else?
No, just gotta pull out another knife.
Got it. And this rad roach that's right in front of Gerald. Going to move about. Float right over Gerald. And take a shot at Lobo.
No.
Dog meat is tasty. But it's not going to be able to hit him. The wagging tail was a
Good lord.
distraction. Gerald, it's your turn.
Sweet. How do I do just like a regular unarmed attack to kick him?
A regular unarmed attack. That, if it's not listed on your... Oh, I notice it's not put on your weapons, but you know what? I'm going to be so kind. And I'm just going to throw that on your sheet so that you know you can do it.
So grazie.
Rock that cock, Roach.
And so now there's an unarmed strike attack on your sheet.
Boom, grazie. And I missed because I suck at that.
Yep. So you missed with your unarmed strike. Trying to just kick it. Is not successful. Anything else? You have a minor action.
Yeah, I'm just gonna back up some.
Yep. Good plan.
And then that's it.
Mr. Mix-Up, it's your turn.
Okay, can I assume that if I'm going to try to heal Gerald in a melee combat while surrounded by roaches, it's going to be very difficult?
No.
Or add extra complications? No?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, okay, cool.
Think of a complication as like, if I try to do it in this situation, something worse could happen, right? You trying to heal somebody, but yet there's a bunch of people around them. The bunch of people around you aren't really affecting that.
Okay. That works for me. Then I will move slightly over here, so I'm a little bit more of a target for these guys.
Got it.
And I'll target, I guess target him, and rolled medicine. And I do have a, excuse me, I do have a diagnosis mod, which reduces the difficulty of medicine tests by 1.
Okay. And the action that you're trying to do is the first aid action, specifically. I'm just throwing that out there. That's what it's called.
Okay, as opposed to using like a stim pack or something.
Yeah, stim pack is actually, it aids you in a first aid action, so it makes like the results better, etc.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do have a first aid kit. Heals +2 upon succeeding at the first aid action. Now, do I use that or the stim pack, or do I use both? It's not really clear.
Let me see your gear. And as far as the first aid kit goes, heals +2 on succeeding as a first aid action. You can use both if you like, but you do use them. You don't use the first aid kit is just as long as you have it. If you're using a first aid kit, it does this. So that'll add on with the stim pack.
Okay. What's your total health, Gerald?
Waning.
Yeah, this doesn't look good.
Yeah, no, I'm like I'm looking half dead.
Yeah, I was thinking I would use the. I'll go ahead and use the stim pack and a first aid kit on a medicine test. So, all right. I don't think I have to add anything else to this.
The patient has no injuries, so the difficulty is in fact a 0. So you still succeed.
Oh, okay, cool.
Even with no successes, you succeed. Really, you're rolling to see, do we get complications? Do I add action points to the pool?
Nice. Well, actually, it would be the difficulty would be -1. I don't know if that matters. Probably not.
That does not. No, difficulties reach a minimum of 0.
Got it. All right. So in that case, stim pack heals 4, and the first aid kit adds another 2.
Yep.
And so yeah, I guess.
Also, what is your medicine rating?
Oh, I believe it's. I just closed it. Hold on a second.
4.
Yeah, it's 4.
So that's 4, 4, and 2 for 8. Because the first aid action also default does your medicine rating.
Got it.
Sweet, sweet. Can we get overhealed?
You can't get overhealed. And given that you might not have known this, you can save the stim pack and not use it if that's because either way the result's going to be he's at full. We're all still learning this game. I'm
Okay.
going to allow a little bit of mulligan. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
Save your
I get
stim
it.
pack. It wasn't necessary.
You're going to heal 6 without it, which is, I think, what he needs.
Exactly what I
Yeah,
needed.
which is why I was asking what his total HP was before. I didn't want to use it when I didn't have to.
You can also
No,
hover
that's,
over him to see, like, a general what his health bar looks like.
Yeah, I could see that. But if he has like 3 health points total, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, all right.
So yeah, put
is my
yourself back
minor
at full,
action used
Gerald.
up as well? Nice.
Stian.
Your minor action would be used up by pulling out the first aid kit and getting things going. You don't
Got
have, like, quick draw or anything like that.
In that case, I'm done.
All right,
Okay,
Roscoe, it's your
thirsty,
turn.
I'll go.
All right.
Always good to have a medic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously. Especially one that's
Definitely.
immune to radiation damage and kind of tanky.
so I'm gonna go ahead and use the party AP we have to not waste this shotgun shell and get rid of this one right here.
All right,
Use the restroom real quick.
so I'll take that
Start my
AP
turn.
down.
And
In accordance with 15 getting splashed in the face by goo, good old JR says, is it his first facial?
all right, I'm
And
gonna
also
spend a
points out
luck
that
to
knives seem
reroll.
weak in this, just like the game. Yes, it's very much like the game.
All right,
2 successes. That is a hit. For 4 damage.
and oh, I forgot to move the Lobo up to attack as well. He's gonna be adjacent to give me the damage. So
And he's going to chew on it, give you that assist.
yeah,
Always good to have a doggy. Go ahead and add his unarmed damage to that. His bite damage. Oh!
he likes Red Roach.
Yeah, there's no meat left on that one either. It's inside of Lobo. He's going to have the worst poops later.
Can you give him the full qualifier? Well fed?
I would. Unfortunately, those kind of NPCs don't actually get those fun status effects that you do. Roscoe does that.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Alright, this rad roach doesn't like being stabbed at. Coming at 15. First, you got a facial, now he's coming at you. I'm not going to explain why that's funny. We're on Twitch. And no successes, so the attack is unsuccessful. Except Beauregard is getting bit at.
Go. He needs 2 successes because of my agility.
Oh, snap. He gets 1 and does not succeed.
All right, I'm back.
Beauregard, it is your turn to respond.
So I'm going to toss the bat to Gerald because he's just attacking with his fist. And then
Okay.
as the quick draw, I'm going to go ahead and take out a knife and then chuck it at the one that just tried to bite at me. So one of these days. Okay. So many spots on this awesome stuff.
Is that a
Looks like
regular bat or an aluminum bat?
It's just a regular metal baseball bat.
Okay.
You know, there's a 1 and there's a 20, so I got my 2 successes, but also my complication. I'm just here for the ride. Let's see how that goes. I hit with 2 successes.
I threw a baseball
But it's
bat into your stuff, Gerald.
Cool.
All right. So you got 2 successes and a complication. Like you said, you're here for the a 1 and a 20. Hitting the full
Yeah.
spectrum. It's like, you know what? I'm going for it. Let's see how this goes. And that's the one in front of you?
Correct.
Okay.
Throwing knife.
So definitely roll damage.
It's going to be 3 damage.
3 damage is enough to finish that poor sucker off. So that's another dead rad roach. And for the complication, I'm going to add 2 to Overseer AP. Because I noticed mine was running low and I want some. And this is one of the prime ways I get it. All right, Beauregard, is that it?
That is it.
15, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to stab this guy. I'm not going to throw it, just going to stab it. Although I think it counts as throwing anyway, regardless.
That is 3
That's gonna
successes.
hit.
That's enough to not only hit it, but gain the party 1 AP.
Nice.
For 1 damage.
Yeah.
Hey, them's the breaks.
There could be worse things to roll low on.
There could be, yes. Definitely. Is that it?
Yep.
Alright. And then this rad roach. Around. Still hungry for Roscoe. I'm going to spend an AP to roll an additional die. Ooh. And the complications. Alright. It's not going to succeed at hitting, and it overshot its flight to the point where it actually flew right off the map, off the side of the highway, and now it's just floating down helplessly because it can't really go up too easily. And it is
That
out
still counts as
of...
XP.
It still does. It still counts as XP. That's a very good point. Gerald, it's your turn.
One less thing to eat.
Who's still left alive?
Just the one.
It's like there's
in
just
front of
one.
Just the one that's in front of 15. Rad roaches don't often, like other enemies, gauge the odds. Hey, can I win now?
yeah,
Is this going poorly? It's a dumb rad roach.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I just didn't see where there was. Like you said, they sort of camouflage in.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out my pipe gun and shoot that motherfucker. Actually, wait. Before I shoot, do you want to move here so that I'm not shooting directly at my buddy?
Good call.
Good call. Nope. It's Gerald Denham. You can, by the way, hover over your token, hold shift, and use the mouse wheel to rotate them.
Oop. There we go.
Always.
There we go now.
I'll just say not out loud for everyone. And now Mr. Mix-Up will never stand still.
Oh no, I already knew how to do it, but thanks for the reminder.
And so 1 success is not a hit.
Oh, then I would like to use a luck point.
Go for it. 2 successes is a hit.
Nice.
Let's get that damage from your pipe gun.
Bam. Roll that beautiful bean foliage.
Think about them
I
beans.
noticed that you rolled using the baseball bat and not the pipe gun.
You
Oh,
did.
oops.
Good call. I'm going to go ahead and just delete that one. Roll again.
Oops.
3 damage, and that's enough to down this. And that's the end of combat.
You are in violation of the U.S. Health Code and are sentenced to squish.
So, everybody gains 50 experience. 5-0.
Excellent. That puts us at level 3.
Oh, it does? Did we gain a level?
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
we were 253.
Nice. So we will handle that level in a moment, but the level's pretty easy. I always think about it, 1 bourbon, 1 shot, 1 beer, 1 HP, 1 skill point, 1 perk. The HP will be handled automatically by the sheet. The skill point you have to delegate to where it goes. Remember that no skill can be above a rank 6.
So we're technically level 3s.
You are technically level 3s right now, but before we get to that point, I want to run over a couple other things. And the 1 perk you get to choose. I have the perks list. I'll show you that in a moment. Is anybody trying to get the scavenge from these rad roaches?
Well, I'm going to pick up my
Yep.
knives.
I'm
Yeah,
also
I
going
can't
to
think of
retrieve
reason
my
not to.
knife.
Oh yeah, you can pick up all your knives, regain the ones that you lost.
Bo, you or Gerald wanna add to the inventory?
I can do some scavenging.
All right,
I've got survival.
give me a survival check, just standard.
Now remind me again. I just roll.
Just roll right from the sheet, survival.
Okay.
It'll have the appropriate ones this time. And I'll let you know if you pass. You definitely do. So does Gerald. Beauregard adds 2 AP to the party AP.
Excellent.
And that's about all you can get from them. The rest of them were too mangled up. So you find 2 rad roach meat.
I will add the 2 rad roach meat up onto the 5 that I have from previous, but it also shows as being stashed. So
Because it's you stash it in a Brahmin, right?
yeah.
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 The stash is just to make sure I have it sitting somewhere else. It's in my vehicle. It's on my companion. I have it in my Brahmin. It's so that the weight doesn't count against you. We will be using encumbrance, so that's important. All right. With that being said, you guys got to level up. Let me show you the perks list. It's beautiful. There's your perks lists. Those blue boxes for the titles of each one you can drag right onto your sheet to indicate that you have taken it. Maybe you want to increase the ranks of a perk you already have. Level 3 is often a time where that kind of starts. Either way, I gotta go pee. I got stuff to do too, like engage in nicotine-related activities. So
Good
we're
timing.
going to take a quick break. Here we go, and we are still leveling up, as you do. So you decided to take the toughness perk, your damage resistance, the status. It's actually, if you go to your main status page, you get a nice little like image of your character with like main body, optics, all of that.
Yeah.
If you look next to that, there's derived stuff, stats, and then below that there's resistance bonuses. So you can just put 1 in physical, and that should take care of that.
Cool.
Now just double checking. Okay, you're good with toughness. Do you have? You do have the abilities and prerequisites to take it. That's good.
Mhm. I should really add the resistance for my standard plating as well. So my damage resistance is actually 3.
That should be in apparel. Standard plating. I'm just going to equip it, and that should auto do it.
Oh,
There you go. So just take that back down to a 1. In your apparel, there's a little like shirt icon that lets you know if you have something equipped or not, and that should automatically affect what it's supposed to.
okay.
Good to know.
I
I
didn't see
know.
my resistance bonus go up,
It did. It's at
but
3.
it would still be calculated.
If you look at it actually on the icon by your body and all of that,
Ah,
you can see, yeah, it has the resistance for each part. That's why attacks, when I'm targeting certain things, they might have different resistance. Like Joe taking a bite to the torso actually reduced the damage of it. If he would have taken that
oh,
to
I
the
see.
arm, he would have taken all of that damage and had an injury to his arm.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Are you?
Actually, I'm armored everywhere but my head.
Yeah, you sure are. You would have taken that to your head. You would have taken an injury to your head.
Taking a bite to the face, though, could have been fatal.
And are we all done choosing our perks?
Yep.
I'm good.
We're all good.
Yep.
What did you go with? 15.
Intense training. Bring my strength up a point.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, always a good choice.
That way I meet some requirements for perks down the line.
Also, always a good choice. Beauregard, what'd you go with?
I went with Gunslinger. I get to reroll my hit location, and then also with weapons that have 2 shots or less, I do 1 more dice of damage. So now my 44 does 7, and I get to reroll the location if I choose.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Gerald, what'd you go with?
I went with Butcher's Bounty.
Ooh,
When
nice.
you successfully butcher a dead animal, you roll a +1 die to find additional portions of meat.
And you took
As
the
noted
first
in
rank of
feature.
that. So at rank 1, it's 1 additional die. At rank 2, it's 2 additional die. At rank 3, it's 3 additional die. It says the level requirement is 3+. Each time you take this perk, the level requirement increases by +5, so the next level requirement is 8 in order to take rank 2.
Gotcha.
And what did you take, Mr. Mixup?
I took toughness,
Took
and I also
toughness.
increased my science.
Oh yeah, don't forget to put that skill rank. That's always a good thing to have. Those affect a lot of your rolls. So you took toughness. Now toughness also has multiple ranks. It has 2 ranks. You can increase it again. The level requirement increases by 4 for each time. So since the base level requirement was a 1, the level requirement for rank 2 is 5. And Roscoe, what'd you go with?
I went with intense training.
Oh yeah, what'd you increase?
My agility. I don't like missing, and I missed shotgun shells earlier.
Is this your first time
And
taking intense
importantly,
training or your second?
it is first.
Okay, yeah, I was about to.
Yeah, I couldn't take the second one until fourth.
Got it. Got it. So, we've all taken our perks, leveled up, probably feeling pretty good about it, heading on down the road. You arrive at the Jewel. I believe 15, played by Ben, was going to try outside to wrangle up some ghouls.
Yep.
All right. That's a pretty tricky thing to do. So I'm going to call for a survival check to see if you can wrangle them up. And this is going to be a difficulty 4 check, which means you need 4 or more successes to do this.
So I
There's
click on the 4.
Spend the 3
no.
party AP that we have for 2 additional dice.
You do not click on the 4. The 4 would be the amount of dice that you roll.
Oh,
However, you can
well, I'm
spend
gonna
3
use,
3 party AP to add 2 dice.
I think I'm gonna do that. No, I'm gonna just add 1.
I think the rest of the group thought, oh!
One
And
was
since you're
sufficient.
tagged in survival, and you rolled low enough, equal to or below your survival, you got 4 successes.
I only needed the 1.
So, Zombie Jesus style,
Your best friends now.
sort of Land of the Dead style, you just start wrangling them up. And you wrangle
Nice
up some
reference.
ghouls.
Never forget Big Daddy.
Oh, yeah. And you wrangle up some ghouls to meet outside. We will get to the jewel. Everybody's been allowed back inside again. Mr. Alberts greeting you as the Protectron is patrolling around. As soon as you all enter, the metal detector goes off again. He's like, damn it, thought I fixed this thing. Fucking broke. Piece of plasma. Fucking mess. 1, 2, 3, dub bears, and it kicks it. And it stops. Alrighty. Well, I know it's been a long journey, so I'm not going to ask for you to just answer me right now. But if you would like, you can meet me back up in the dining room. Grab some food. Let me know what's going on. And he heads up into the dining room.
I can eat.
I make a devious blinking of my sensor systems to my ghoul companion as some sort of devious wink. All going according to plan.
More or less.
Let's go 15. I'm going to toss you outside. Any complication on rolls is going to mean that the ghouls are going to turn on 15.
Good to know.
Alright. And last I checked, you two were trying to sneak into the door. The locked door located right over here.
Ah, that one.
Yep. Go ahead and move on over there to that door.
Well, if we try to pick it now, it's going to look suspicious. So we should probably wait until the attack starts. Still, good to get our bearings. Officially, we're still dinner guests.
Yes, he invited us to dinner, but I'm waiting on my buddy to get here.
Plus, he probably wouldn't think twice about a ghoul and a robot not wanting to have dinner.
He probably appreciates it.
Probably.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
Let's first run over here. What were you doing, Joe?
ooh, goody, I got more than one. I'm gonna go ahead and give a lockpick on this door.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're not trying to be seen by the wandering Protectron doing this?
Yes,
So let's start with the stealth, shall we?
I
Oh,
could act as a
alrighty.
distraction, trying to just talk to the Protectron with robo-babble.
Oh, okay. Roll me a speech check.
Yeah, that is not something I have, really.
Well, that's what a
Yeah, it's pretty
distraction
low,
is.
but yeah, it's really just talking to him. But all right, speech. Okay. I think yeah, it's not very good. I think I'm going to go ahead and use a luck. Um, that's just a re-roll though, right?
A
Or
luck
do I have-
point in this circumstance, what you can do is instead of rolling a charisma plus speech, you can roll a luck plus speech. You can spend a luck
Ah,
point to replace the primary attribute with luck.
okay. So yeah, my charisma is 4, my luck is 6. All right. That'd be a little bit better. Still not fantastic, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. Hey,
Hey!
I didn't even need to use it, but I will do so. That's right.
All right. And that's enough to pass.
So, how about those signs?
For signs. Detecting. Detecting. Sorry. Protectron does not have same database as inferior robot.
Inferior. I am not in a position to argue with that statement, as I have not seen your design specs. Please provide them to me.
Considering. Design specs do not belong to you.
Whore.
Then you cannot make any kind of accurate assessment based on this data, for you do not have mine either.
All right. This attempt did not work for you. Gerald, for your gear, you still have the same bobby pins. You didn't break one. Them's what complications is for.
Sweet.
Maybe use an AP to increase your odds.
Hold
Some luck
on.
on some rerolls as well.
Scanning. Gerald, I need you to roll a stealth to not be noticed.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think the difficulty should probably be reduced from my distraction, I'm guessing.
Or a sneak, sorry. And yes, the difficulty is going to be reduced. All right.
No, sneaky.
And you got what you needed to be sneaky. Scanning. Nothing worth scanning here. Especially present company.
I will have you know that my personal worth is quite a bit of US American dollars.
Did you just infer that if they sold you for scrap, you'd be worth more?
I'm gonna try to pick
That
that
is the
lock
highest
again.
compliment. Superior electronic systems.
Protectron shall carry on with his purpose. One day,
I am also a
maybe,
limited edition model.
explain purpose to the inferior robot. And you have unlocked the door. All right, before you get to go in there, we have Mr. Alberts. He has fed you both, so you're not in danger of running out of food today or having that condition lower. He even feeds a dog. So, what'd you do with him?
Well, let's just say that I need some more 44 ammo.
Yeah, well, let's just say more. I want to know.
They're not going to be a problem anymore.
All right, Roscoe, roll a speech check. There's going to be a difficulty, too, to lie to him. Oh, good. Yeah, they were too much of a problem to begin with. They didn't run their mouths, did they?
Everybody
Well-
says the usual stuff. Why are you shooting at me? You can just let me flee in peace.
Ouch.
Yeah, a lot of ouch.
He seems thrilled by this. 15. Made it to the front entrance.
All right.
The ghouls see a Brahmin through the window and immediately start cracking through the door.
I sit there and I watch.
And they start, before there's too much time to react, they're tearing at the Brahmin. Each of them are going to make an attack. That one misses. That one hits.
Both heads.
Yeah. Doing 4 damage, 2 of which is radioactive. The Brahmin is
Brahmin
immune
doesn't-
to radiation, I see that. So just 4 damage. And then another unarmed attack against the Brahmin. That's a hit. Doing 1 additional damage. That has kicked off quite the commotion. Everyone is sort of aware what's happening now. Especially the Brahmin.
Yeah. The Brahmin's probably not terribly thrilled.
That's going to give us initiative. Damn! Might want to turn initiative dice off, I think. That's just a flood. 15, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to
The
step in.
deluge of dice has commenced. Sorry.
You're going to step in?
Yeah. I'm going to pull out a knife, but kind of conceal it.
Okay. Roll a sneak check.
And then,
That's concealing. They're none too bright, so your difficulty's none too high. You just need 1 success. What you gain, it is concealed. But with that complication, the jig is up. Feral ghouls are
should I
on to
drop
you.
the knife? Ting, ting, ting.
Uh-oh. 15. Is your turn. Beauregard.
I look at Mr. Alberts. Quick draw my weapon. You should stay here. Sounds like there's a commotion. And then I'm going to move into the next area down and kind of stay there in the doorway to kind of like block or obfuscate the view of Gerald. And yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Mr. Alfred says, it's like, protect Ron! Protect me! And then he pulls out his 10mm auto pistol. Says, just in case I need to protect myself. Gerald.
Yes, it's my go.
Yep.
Alrighty, I got the door unlocked. I'm just gonna stand here until the robot passes by.
You're gonna hold your
Yeah,
action?
hold my action
Okay.
until the robot either goes into the room with Albertson or goes past this wall that I'm on.
Gotcha. And Roscoe, it's your turn.
All right. Lobo and I are going to go up to the front because I heard the distinct screams of my Brahmin.
Yep.
So it's one.
And then use it to move again.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Mix-Up.
Okay, so what I want to do is move over here with Gerald to also get ready for the Protectron to go past or whatever he's doing.
Okay.
And then I want to hold my action while saying repositioning for optimal ambushery.
Protectron is moving on down. It says, your position is not optimal like your hardware.
False.
Nice.
And it did move past. Do you guys want to use your action?
Yes, sir. I'm to dash in the room.
All right.
Okay, and I will do the same. And if I can, I'll get on the computer as part of the same action.
Gotcha.
So should I roll for my computer hackery or?
You guys did close the door behind you, right?
Yes, I will close the door behind me.
Yeah, so should I roll for the computer hacking or should I wait till the next turn?
Ooh, did that the wrong way. I just noticed that one-way window is not working properly. There you go. Now it is. Good. All right. So you can actually see the Protectron through that window. But you could tell from the other side, all you were able to see was a mirror.
Perfect.
All right, sorry. Oh, he's moving up. You guys moved up. You can see the terminal up here. An office desk with some supplies there.
A body that he has never bothered to clean up.
Yes.
I assume this is pre-war, not somebody he killed.
And he appreciates that assumption. This guy here is going to make arm lasers at one of the ghouls. And that's enough to hit. Just enough to hit.
Las hands.
Doing 2 damage to the one he attacked right here. And 1 damage to the one next to him. The feral ghouls are going to act. Going to remove Lobo from the initiative. And this one being attacked is going to step up and make some attacks against this Protectron. Unarmed. With 1 success. That's enough to hit the Protectron. And he's going to do 3 damage. Which is not enough to even dent its resistance. This one over here is going to step up and also try to attack the Protectron. Hitting it with 1 success and doing 1 damage, which is not enough to affect its resistance. And this one's going to step up, enraged by the Protectron, and attack the dog. Because I'm a dick. And it's going to do no successes, because karma will not let me hurt this dog.
As it should be.
As it should be. 15, you're up.
Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna throw my knife at Protectron.
At the Protectron? Got it.
Yeah.
That is 1 success. That's enough to hit. That is 2 damage, 2 of which, since your knives are piercing, avoids 2 of his physical resistance from his armor. Still not enough to do damage, though. It just bounces off.
Oh well,
It
I
happens.
tried.
Anything
Yep.
else?
That's it. I'm not a damage
Beauregard.
dealer with this character.
I'm going to move up. And as I'm moving out, I'm going to let Mr. Alberts know there's ghouls. There's about 5 of them. Stay back. We're going to try to deal with them. And then the one that attacked Lobo, I'm going to go ahead and level a shot at it.
That is
2
enough to hit.
successes.
Not only enough
I
to
would
hit.
like to. Yeah, I saw that I hit the right leg. I don't know how to re-roll the location.
Oh, okay. Is it you re-roll and you choose which one?
I just have the opportunity to re-roll, but the
Okay.
right leg's just
So right leg or torso?
torso.
Yep.
And that's 8 damage to the torso.
Ow. It's a dead ghoul. You are scary with that gun.
Yes. That is my turn.
Gerald. Or sorry, no, it's Mark Alberts first. Mark Alberts steps up. Hey, nobody steps into the duel and doesn't pay the price. Calling my shot. Dugul. I'm attacking Dugul. And he's going to attack that ghoul with his weapon. Two successes does not come close enough to hit with the range problems and the fact that it's an inaccurate weapon. And he just starts blasting. He hits nothing. Few pings off of the shelves beside y'all. That's it. He said, yeah, take that.
The cans. They hate the cans.
Yeah. That was bad merchandise anyway. It was all part of the plan. Gerald, it's your turn.
You said this in front of me was a desk of supplies.
This in front of you looks like it's a desk. It does have a bag with some supplies.
Cool. I'm
And this right here is the terminal.
Well, I'm not that great with computers. Oh wait, no, that's science, ain't it?
Yes.
Science.
Yes, that is.
Well, then I'm gonna try and hack a terminal.
Alright. So over to the terminal and trying to hack it. Also get a wonderful view from this one-way mirror.
And what's 3 successes get me?
3 successes gets you into the computer. It was a difficulty 3. Pretty tricky one to do. But not like the best security. But you got into it and got access. So you have access to his logs. He's made a couple. A quick snap of the logs actually details his plan to poison the tribesmen who keep trying to camp outside of his area. There's one other function on there, but it's going to require another science check to activate. And that is Protocon or Protectron protocols. This one is a difficulty 4 check. He has that pretty well locked down.
Use that action plan.
But that's your turn this turn in initiative. That's what you discover. And that's what you do. Roscoe.
All right. So we're gonna put an end to this school here.
And also don't forget that Mr. Mix-Up's pretty good at this too. And perhaps you can aid each other even. Add to your chance of success. You can work together on it.
I got the feeling he was trying to one-up me. This is my purpose.
Well,
Well
all
then.
right. I guess I'm just gonna miss.
Yes, it's just gonna miss. So bam, you shoot with a shotgun, it blows the cash register next to you out of the water. You can hear Mr. Alberts from up there. I was just kidding. That wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan.
Well, you should have said so to begin with.
To the rest of the crew. And Mr. Mix-Up. It is your turn.
I will show this meat creature how it is done. I'm going to pull out my science, and I am tagged in that. Let's see. So just roll it. Nothing else to modify this, I guess. So.
Ooh, and you cannot access the Protectron protocols.
Well, you said it required 4 successes. Is that all at once? Or
That's all at once, yes.
Yes,
oh,
yes,
okay. So
Now, what I could suggest for the next round is perhaps Gerald hold his action to aid you, and then you lead the check, since you are slightly
Okay.
better at this than Gerald is.
So can I use one of my luck tokens to re-roll that 14 at least?
Yes, you can.
Well, actually, no. You said it has to be all at once.
Yeah, it has to be all at
Yeah.
once, so even no reroll is going to give you the amount of required successes. But with aiding, what that's going to do is the person who's aiding gets to roll 1 die to aid and add to the successes in that fashion, and then the other person leads the check with their standard task roll. And maybe you could also spend AP for the main task roll. You cannot spend AP on the aid action.
Okay. So what I'm misunderstanding is that if it's difficulty 4, I need to succeed on 4 dice, but that sounds like more than
No,
we can
no,
have.
you need 4 successes.
4 successes. Not if you roll. Okay, so here's a good case in point. You are actually tagged in science. So if you roll a 4 or under on either of those dice, that counts as 2 successes, not 1. It's like rolling a 1, but you're rolling on a skill you're tagged in.
Got it.
But you can roll 4 dice, honestly, by having Gerald aid you. That'll add 1 die. Spend the AP on yours, you'll roll 3 die, making it that much more likely you're going to succeed.
Okay.
And Gerald is also tagged in science, I believe.
yes.
So he has a possibility. He has an easier possibility of hitting 2 successes off a single roll as well. It's a
Got it.
tricky attack. But that is Mr. Mix-Up's turn. Protectron, the foolish ghoul, you stand up in front of me. Time for patented dual fisticuffs. And he's going to punch at him with his claws. He's going to hit him, doing 1 damage. This feral ghoul to the side is enraged by that shotgun blast and is going to crawl on over here in a very just uncanny fashion, and he's coming at Roscoe. That's 2 successes. I know that's going to hit Roscoe.
Yes, it is.
So, in your left arm, 1 damage.
Which
And-
doesn't get through my armor.
That's the 1 physical damage doesn't get through your armor, but you do take the radiation damage. So your radiation does go up by 1.
Okay.
Got it. And then Feral Ghoul is going to attack this Protectron who thought it had the fisticuffs with its own fisticuffs. And it's going to miss. 15, it's your turn.
All right. I'm getting tired of throwing knives, so I'm gonna throw a grenade
Oh!
at this ghoul here, and it should affect the Protectron too, right?
The blast of a grenade. Let me put that actual attack in for you.
I think that affects an entire zone, right?
It does infect an entire zone.
I would rather not be blown up. Thank you very much.
Hey, sometimes things happen. I'm going to throw that in there so that you can actually use the baseball grenade to attack. And yeah, that's going to affect an entire zone. Oh no, the baseball grenade is only going to affect a single target, plus it has blast, so it
Okay. That's
can affect others around it.
Okay.
That's a big old success. Go ahead and roll the damage. So that's 3 damage to the ghoul. And since you rolled 1 effect, that's also going to be 1 effect, 1 damage to the Protectron. It actually takes that damage. It is not immune to this.
So threw it at the Protectron. Fit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so back.
Oh well.
Well, that's fine. I'll just do that the other way around.
Because I was trying to maximize damage on the Protectron more than the ghoul.
Gotcha. So you threw the baseball grenade, and boom, hits both of them. They're both a bit singed from it. His throw was pretty on point. It's actually pretty expertly
Almost like my
thrown.
turn a couple of times.
He even did the wind up and crazy little. Wow, he's got an arm on him. All right, Beauregard, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna recoil a little bit from that blast as I move, and then I'm gonna, as part of my attack with the quick draw, whip out the knife and go with the one that's attacking Roscoe.
Okay.
I am going to use a luck to re-roll that complication.
Hell yeah.
There you go. That didn't do much good.
Hey, still hit.
That's a lot of
And it's not a complication.
Yep. That's going to be 2 damage. That's my turn.
All right. Mark Alberts comes from the top. He does an exaggerated roll and rolls behind this desk. Put him in the sky. And that's where my roof is. Up there. And he shoots at this ghoul. And he's going to miss. Shooting around everything else. He practically blows up the cash register directly in front of him.
Thought you said that wasn't the plan.
It's plans change. It's the plan again. Gerald, it's your turn.
I'm gonna hold my action for mix up to assist him on hacking this computer.
All right, gotcha. Roscoe, it's your turn.
All right. Use my minor action to pull out my knife. Because this is getting expensive in shotgun shells.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and stab this sucker.
Got it.
And I will spend a luck to reroll that complication.
As you do.
And still miss.
Yeah. All right, but you didn't break your knife.
Yes. This is the important thing. I can't sell it if I break it.
Mr. Mix-Up.
All right. So I'm going to do that stuff we talked about. So I can use, sorry. Let's see. So just so I'm clear, do I use a luck in order to get an extra dice? Or
No, that's an
how
action
do I-
point.
Action.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the party currently
And we
has
have
1 additional.
1.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well,
Might as well.
use it.
So yeah, it's 1 action point for 1 additional die, 3 for 2 additional die, and 6 for 3 additional die.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm going to pull up my science. We'll say I use one of those. So that's 3. And do I add his dice to my roll, or
Yeah,
does he roll separately?
Gerald,
He
go ahead and
rolls
roll
it.
your 1 die for science. Just make sure you put it down from 2 to 1. You're only going to roll 1 die.
If it doesn't succeed, re-roll it if you can.
Yep.
I may need to burn through my luck just in case, but we'll see.
Hey, this is definitely that kind of moment to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That is not a success. You may use a luck point to re-roll
Use
that.
a luck.
And just
Nope, no help.
you may do it again, depending on the number of luck points you have left.
Yeah, I say we just use them all for this.
That's not a bad idea.
Have you rolled yet?
We're seeing
no,
what
I'm waiting
Gerald's
for-
is.
What?
Like, if he doesn't get a success, I really can't succeed.
All right,
You-
one
you-
success.
Ooh,
You absolutely
out of
can.
luck.
You have the potential to get 6 successes.
Yeah, you
off
do.
those 3 rolls.
I like
yeah,
how it
that's
says
right.
how many
Because of the
re-rolls you've
tag.
done in every single one of those.
It does. This is a re-roll. This is a re-re-roll. This is a re-re-re-roll.
Yeah, I just want to do that once by the end of this game, where I go through 10 in one round. 10 left. Okay, so let's see. Let me just make sure I got this right. So I got my intelligence 8, skill for science is 4. It's tagged. Complication is 20, and I'm rolling 3 dice.
Yep.
All right, let's do this.
Boom!
Hey,
3 successes added onto the 1 success that was added here is exactly 4 to access to Protectron's protocols.
And once again, you witness that metal beats meat.
That's
That
raising.
Yeah.
Protectron is going
that's
to...
going crazy.
Correct. He is a rotted ghoul, so he is dirty meat.
All right, the
Sorry.
Protectron is going to... Son of a bitch. The Protectron is going to claw once again. This time he's just going to point blank him with arm lasers. No, he's not. Feral Ghoul. It's attacking at Roscoe. That's going to definitely hit with 3 successes. And your left arm's going to take 4 damage.
That will be 3.
And then the Feral Ghoul, getting tired of just slapping at the wind, is going to come back and attack 15. Since the jig is up. Unarmed attack. 1 success is enough to hit 15. For a total of 2 damage. That's right, 15. Take 2 damage. How does that feel? All 2 of it. 15, it's your turn.
All right, so all I could see is I don't even see that's the dude up here.
Yep. That guy is up here. And now you have down here a feral ghoul attacking you.
What happens if I move out of its range?
There are no attacks of opportunity, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, I'm gonna move up to here. And it's not letting me. Oh, because it collided with something. Who am I fighting into here?
Oh, yeah, that might be the... There you go.
All right. I'm going to lob a grenade. Which, how many action points do we have left?
None.
None.
None? All right, I'm going to have to rely on my luck.
You're lobbing a grenade at Sir Albert's.
Yeah. What, can I use a luck point for this?
You can use a luck point during the actual attack, in order to replace whatever base stat it's going to be using with your luck. Explosive use perception, so you would be using your luck stat instead of perception, so you'd be using a 7 instead of a 6.
Might as well. Let's do
All right.
that.
So to do that, you actually want to go to your die roller down at the bottom and just input the stat values manually. And that should be a 7 plus 3 plus you are tagged in it. Give me that roll when you're ready.
One success.
1 success. And with the range on baseball grenades, medium, so that's good. That's 1 away. That's enough to hit him. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Ooh.
It's actually a good thing you used that luck point because a 10 wouldn't hit him otherwise. Oof. And he takes 3 damage.
Kaboom.
It's like, hey, what the hell? Barrel's got grenades now? Also, ow. Anything else?
That's it.
Beauregard, it's your turn.
I'm just gonna look like, what the fuck? This is not part of the plan. I say under my breath to Roscoe as I whip out the 44 trying to make this a quick encounter, and I take aim at that ghoul and I start blasting.
Anyway, I started blasting. All
I
right.
would like to re-roll that location from right arm if I may.
Yeah, you can also. You said take aim, or are you?
Well,
Did you?
it's part of the trigger discipline. I
Ah.
can re-roll a d20. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that as well. Good thinking. Ooh, look at that, 2 successes. Building momentum. We
Got
need
an
that.
AP, and that's gonna be head.
Head for 3.
And that's a very dead ghoul. So blew its head off. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
He runs over. He's like, I'm gonna go make sure the dining room's still good for later.
You do that. I'm working up an appetite.
Gerald, it's your turn. You have access to the protocols.
Yeah, what all options is there?
All right. His current mission, his current objective is patrol, take orders from Mr. Anders, kill radioactives, and tribesmen.
I removed the kill tribesmen.
Okay.
You count as
Replace
radioactive, by the
obey
way.
Mr. Anderson with obey werewolves.
Got it. Roscoe.
All right. Lobo and I are going to step up here and deal with this
Mr.
last ghoul,
Alberts.
'cause
Sorry. I keep changing his name.
Maybe you just should.
No. Because I'm not Mr. Alberts. Mr. Alberts was my dad. I'm Mr. Alberts' son is too good. And I'm not getting rid of it.
And
Yeah, but you can always name him Mr. Myers. Aldi's.
Mr. Venture, that's the old one.
And that's my turn.
All right. Well, that combat knife missed. Mr.
Yep.
Mix-Up.
All right, so I suppose there's nothing else I can do on this terminal.
Nope.
We've already programmed the Protectron and such. So, I can see from through the window. Are there any ghouls remaining, or how many are there?
You can see one, 15. And another one, Gerald.
Okay, then I guess no more threats. Wait, is there a need for combat anymore?
It seems like it. They're all rushing towards the door.
Oh, okay, there are more ghouls. I see what you mean. Well, then in that case, I will step out. I guess I can only go to the edge of this and ready my action for any more ghouls that arrive.
All right. Projectron is going to shoot lasers at 15. Nope, at this ghoul.
Oh, you didn't remove the attack radioactives.
Yep.
But this one is part of the werewolves.
At
Yeah, but he
15.
doesn't know that. Plus 15 has attacked him, so
Yeah, it's going to attack at the feral ghoul instead. That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
When he said werewolves, I'm assuming he put the identities in.
Yes, him.
We're just using a shorthand there.
Yeah, I doubt he's going to obey any wolfmen we run into. Just find the biggest wolf in the woods he can. You are my new master.
Well, I was hoping.
And that's enough to finish this one off. The ghouls are gone. We'll end combat for now.
Oh, I don't expect there to be much combat anywho.
Sir Albert's peeking out. It's like, I don't hear any fighting. Are they gone?
We're
Hey,
doing a sweep.
Protectron, kill that last one there. Hey, Protectron, what are you, deaf?
No, he's just dumb.
Oh. Oh, wait, what do you mean he should say? Protectron, kill that last one there. Protectron does not take orders from rubes. What do you mean you don't take... What's going on here? As he sees that the door to his office is open.
Gerald steps into the doorway and throws a holotape at him.
Mocking laughter. Ha ha.
Oh, whoa. Look, I can explain. As he puts his hands up. You gotta understand, they were troublemakers. They're trash.
Troublemakers?
Yeah, trash.
So you think that's okay? To just take the risk with somebody else's life and maybe them go feral?
If you ask me, they were already feral.
Gerald rushes him and puts his pistol right on his throat.
Okay, hold on.
You want to try that again?
You turned paying customers into mindless communists. There is no greater crime in American law.
There's so much there. One, I don't know what America is. Two, if they could have paid, maybe they would have rented a room, or they're just wasting around outside like a bunch of I don't want to finish the sentence anymore.
According to your logs, they were just sitting there and you chased him away.
Okay, look. Look, how about this?
Hungry.
How about this?
Hungry.
You let me go. You keep that thing away from me. And you don't have to hear from me again. Okay?
Counter offer. You do and say whatever we like. Otherwise, we start taking pieces off of you as I start to put them back together. I have
Damn,
all
that's
day and nothing on my schedule.
a bit harsh, Sparky. I just needed to make sure
This
this
man has been
scumbag
consorting
knew the
with
sort of
communists.
risk he was putting on other people. It's one
So-
thing to be defending a territory, but to openly poison someone who was of no harm to you, that's just fuck, man.
Well, technically, I did it in private. All right? Nobody was supposed to know.
Whether they knew or not
I
doesn't
think the
change.
less
That's a
you-
despicable act.
Your
I think the
calculations
less
were
you keep
poor.
going on about the pleasure you took in poisoning these people, the better. I'd rummage up some supplies so that way we could get those tribesmen on the mend.
Yeah, I think what'd be best for everyone is Bo's got a good point. You gather you some supplies and get the fuck out of here before I change my mind. You sick bastard.
Oh, okay then.
Supplies that are taken must also meet our prior approvals.
He just
No,
grabs some.
hey,
He grabs some quick food items, some water. Says, "Okay, I'm just gonna pass through here. I'm just passing
I'm gonna
through."
put my
Do the
I'm
food
gonna put
items
my
include
hand-
any alcohol? If so, I'll take them off his hands.
I want to put my hand on his shoulder to stop him, look him in the eyes, and say, "Rat away, Radex. Stuff to undo what you did to those people."
Yeah, okay, I'll grab that and I'll take it to him.
No.
no.
You're gonna hand it to us, and we'll do it.
All right. He hands you 2 rataways. That's all I got.
What's the
I am
version of an
sensing
insight
deception.
check?
That would be perception plus speech.
Yeah. Let's see. I can do that. And just to make sure, I'll go ahead and use the AP.
He's telling the truth. At least it seems. He seems too terrified to lie at this point.
How disappointing.
He's just gonna
And,
pass. It's like, "Oh, excuse me now. I did it. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. You don't
we don't want to
mind."
hear of any other similar stories about you in the future.
Well, I promise you won't hear any stories about me in the future as I get the holy fuck out of here.
Before you go, you are going to tell us if there are any traps or items of value within your store.
Not that
other
I
than the
know of.
usual
Later,
crap
Tin
you sell
Can.
people. Yeah. Oh.
All right.
All right. Let's get to looting.
So, who is leading our loot here? Because this would be a scavenging section.
Yeah, there was that container in the same room as the computer. We definitely would have checked that afterwards.
Yep.
I have
This is a
feeling there's
scavenging
password into
section.
the-
This
Yeah,
is a
those-
scavenging section. So that's going
Okay.
to be perception plus survival from the person leading it.
I think it's probably gonna be either
we'll go with
Joe
That'd probably
we're
or
gonna go with the 8 and 4.
Bo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Joe right
I
there.
can aid. I got a perception of 6 and a survival of 3, and it's tagged.
No aiding. This is just one person leading the check.
Gotcha.
And
8
Yeah,
for
I guess,
Ted. Let's do this.
if you got any luck, use it.
Oh
Oh,
no, we used all the luck hacking the robot.
So 0
Well, I was gonna say
successes.
I got plenty of luck still.
0 successes isn't necessarily a failure. It just all that means is that you're just going to get the base of what this place had. So let's
Well,
see.
I was going to assist before he rolled.
I
There's
said
no
no
assist,
assist.
Sorry, I misheard that.
All right, so no ammunition, no armor, none of those extras. We had 2 beverages, moonshine and Brahmin milk.
Hey,
We had 2 chems,
Dibs.
Jet and Daddy-O. And we had 3 food. Fancy Lad snack cakes, pork and beans, and a sweet roll.
That
Yeah,
answers
Dibs on
the
the
question.
moonshine.
Who took your sweet roll?
A higher roll would have meant there was more left. But this is generally how we do scavenging. We're not often like, let me check this bag, let me check this body, That's not usually how this works in this game. It's all one thing. And this is the crap you found. So, the Protectron is now Joe's companion. You may have 1. So you ever need to replace him, although I think you're going to want to keep the Protectron for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I might, or I may give it to those guys after we gift them this place.
The experience gained. 72. 282. That's 82 from the encounter, 200 from completing the adventure.
Nice.
We're at 585.
So close to the next one.
Yep.
Woo.
So close to that next level. And that's what we got. You guys are going to have some downtime in between now and then. There are 3 stations inside of the jewel. There's a cooking station, a chemistry station, and a weapons workbench. So we can talk in between games about anything you want to do with that. We can roll the necessary rolls at the beginning of the next session, which, of course, the next session will be in 2 weeks.
I think for sure something I'm going to want to do is use the chemistry bench to try to see if I can make more Radaway for the folks we're helping.
We're going to talk about that in between the sessions. We will do the necessary rolls at the beginning of the next session, which, of course, will be in 2 weeks. I will see everybody in those 2 weeks as we continue with episode 4 of Tales of the Midwestern Wasteland. Thanks for showing up.